Hey guys, welcome to our weekly BaconCast series. My name is Francis. I'll be one of your hosts this week. Joining me is Nick.
Hello, everyone.
And that's it. No one else this week. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we have two guests this week.
Are you calling our guests no ones?
No, I'm making a joke. I'm basically saying that
Just saying.
all of our
That's mean.
regular guests
That's
don't want to show up. All right. Well, anyways, so we have two guests this week. Dargo, aka I fucked that up. Jonathan, aka Dargo, and Vector, who we've had on previously.
That's Darth Vector. Hello.
It's Francis.
I can't be Canadian. He doesn't say sorry enough.
Is that is that the Francis from the Deadpool movie?
Can we start calling you Ajax? And then once you get used to Ajax, be like, Francis.
You bastards. All right, so what are we looking at today? What is this?
Today, the video entertainment will be Total War Warhammer. It came out on the 24th of May by Creative Assembly, which is mostly known for their Total War series. There's, at this point, like 12 total games spanning lots of years. I've been a fan of this series for a really long time. So, yeah, this is their first kind of try at a fantasy setting. Up to this point, it's all been pretty historically accurate versions of the game. So they've done like medieval times, Rome. Their first game was Shogun, which was back in feudal Japan. Things of that nature. So yeah, so get to check out same play style, but in a totally new genre.
Sounds good. I think the last time I played a Total War game was maybe 10 years ago. I played the original game, and from what I remember, it was like a rock paper scissors style game where you had like archers were good against cavalry, and cavalry was good against like foot soldiers, and foot soldiers were good against like archers. So it was like one thing's good against something else. It was more complicated than that, but that was like
the first game that was very prevalent. Since then, pretty much every iteration of the game has tried to let it be balanced to where that still happens if you literally just throw them at each other in a battle. But if you know tactics and how to control your units and when to actually have your units engage, even if you're losing that quote unquote rock, paper, scissors match, you could still come out on top. Which is nice that they've over the years been able to allow that, where tactics and strategy really help you win the game. So
sounds good, and I hope you demonstrate some of that for us, or at least try to.
So we'll start a campaign, and I'll just kind of be playing in the background.
AMD Gaming involved.
Before we get into
Sega.
that, though,
This game was made by Sega?
yeah, partner or produced by Sega, or distributed by Sega. I don't know. Something like that. They were involved. Anyway, so we have the Empire, Dwarves, Greenskins, Vampire Counts, and the Warriors of Chaos.
Wait, vampire counts?
Yeah.
Are they actually vampires that suck blood, or is that just what they're called?
Undead.
They're like undead. So this is based off. Obviously, this is based off of Warhammer, the tabletop game, and later on other games, which I don't really know all that well. So when it comes to like what units do what, I have no idea. So this will be kind of a
Warhammer itself was built around massive wars and having a lot of units, so that's why it really works well with the Total War franchise.
But
right, Warhammer was a tabletop game originally, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually had like painted plastic pieces that you used.
Mm-hmm.
I think Warhammer's metal.
Metal? Oh, interesting.
I mean, they might be plastic now, but anyways,
I see those shops in malls, and I never go into them. I like
good man.
I'm not into that whole culture.
Support your local game stores. All right, so which faction should I beat?
I don't know. What do you guys think? I like the vampires.
Vampires.
Sure.
All right.
Vampires. Vampires.
Sure. Sure.
Do it.
So for those that
So what's
don't
going on
know
right now?
what
Is that
the,
you set it at the lowest difficulty?
maybe. So the
Kidding.
I want to be able to fly through this to show some more of the game. I don't want to have to worry about taking my sweet ass
Yeah,
time.
So how long do the games actually last, though?
If you do like Total War or Total Global Domination, long time. So the Total War games are broken down into kind of two parts. The first part is like your civilization type game, where it's a world strategy game. You're building up your regions, collecting resources, building upgraded buildings, which lets you build bigger armies, and then building your armies. Then you actually come to the fighting. You can auto-resolve fighting, but where's the fun in that? Then you actually go and fight the battles, which then it's kind of like a hybrid of your normal RTS, because you build your games during the strategic phase. You're not like building bases during the battles. You're purely controlling the units that you brought to the battle. And you'll see that. No problem.
Interesting. So what's going on here? Is this a little bit of story mode? It's like I'm watching Kane
Yeah,
from
it's the
Diablo.
introduction to this faction.
So what's this story?
I believe the vampires are coming back from like a long sleep. Like they've been gone for a while, and they're just coming back now, so they're going to try to take over the world.
So this story is specific to the vampires. I mean, this cinematic. I mean,
Yes,
specific to the vampires.
Correct. I believe in the
Interesting.
Warhammer, it's your typical. There's a country or a world. You have your typical human empire that is the one currently ruling it. They're constantly fighting like the goblin orc armies, and you have like your
Holy
other
shit! We have
factions,
skeletons
too.
working for us.
Yeah.
So who are the bad guys? Vampires are the bad guys.
Bad, good. It's all bad, dude.
and,
Still
and
the
the,
protagonist.
in the Warhammer universe, man, pretty much everybody's kind of the bad guy.
I didn't even know there were vampires in the Warhammer universe. I always see these guys wearing giant pieces of armor. Those skeletons look really flimsy. Like if I just poke them with a stick, they would fall apart.
That's why you get a crap ton of them. And some of your hero abilities let you resurrect the dead on the battlefield.
Awesome.
Think like the necromancers from what was the other Warhammer RTS?
Necron.
Yeah, the Necron. What was the game though? Was it just
Oh,
That's
Warhammer
40K, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Warhammer 40K, which was an awesome game by the way. What am I doing?
So what's the difference between Warhammer 40k and regular Warhammer?
40K.
40K is like futuristic space marines, psychic energy.
Right,
And
that's what
this
I'm
is a
thinking
fantasy
about.
setting.
So
Right,
Are
you
those
have-
two separate two separate
Yes.
games?
Yeah, they're separate
Yes.
universes.
Okay, that's why I'm confused. Okay.
You have
But-
Warhammer, and it's referred to as Warhammer, and then you have 40K, or Warhammer 40K, and a lot of people will refer to that as 40K.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah,
call
that's
it
why I
40K.
remember these like big Marines holding like giant guns.
Yeah, those are the
giant
space
armor.
marines.
That's what I remember. They had like a first person shooter or something, right? Because I remember playing that at one point.
They
Might be
have
first
talking
person?
about Space Hulk, which is sort of
Third person.
they have 4 marines or 5 marines going up against gene splicers in a spaceship called a Space Hulk.
which they're doing a new one that looks
Possible.
amazing.
Yeah, they're doing a new. But 40K is mostly known for its tabletop version, which is very
I've never played that
expensive to
before.
play. All the people who
It sounds
they-
expensive.
It is expensive. You have to buy like hundreds of dollars worth of figurines to even have an army.
Well, all
they
those
base
types
off
of
of
games are
points.
expensive. Like even playing like Magic, that can be expensive as shit.
Yeah, but this is
You
also
can buy like one
time-consuming.
card for like $5,000 or something ridiculous like that.
the tournaments you go to, they actually have rules based on what your army looks like, and you have to have at least 3 colors on all of the figurines. So people go way into detail looking at these things.
Yeah, you have to like color code your armies. That way you know who's in what army.
And if they're not, you can be disqualified.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
So how do
a
you
lot of
switch
people,
colors though?
like-
You'd have to spend all night like spray
No, you pick-
painting all of them or something?
You have a faction, like Chaos or Space Marines, a certain chapter of Space Marines. You can't just be Space Marines. So, say the Ultramarines chapter, which they're a blue and white and gold sort of color, would do that. That color code.
I'm so confused here. Are vampires fighting vampires? Because I see skeletons dying and yeah.
Yeah. This dude is living in my castle,
Oh.
and so I want my castle back because I was just raised from the dead, or raised from my sleep, or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
If
So it's
tracking the
basically
story right.
a
But
giant undead orgy.
So this is your typical battle. This is actually a siege. We're attacking a castle. It's not an open field fight, but you have your units, their units. You control them. You can select formations.
What is going on there? The one on the right side. It's like there's. Are you? I don't know.
Some
is that,
siege
like-
towers on the right side.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I
Yeah.
was like, what are those things?
Oh,
These
those are
guys-
banners.
These guys look like they were given to the fodder to draw out the enemy, while like the actual
they're
assault
bats.
was on the other side of the base.
What are those? Your bats or their bats, or is it just they're all
Both.
bats? That's why it looks so weird to me. What's happening?
Flapping.
What is that? I can't even see what's happening there.
The bats are. I think we each have a bat. Set of bats. Anyways, I need to take these dudes.
Looks funny. Huh. The game looks pretty fun. So, how do your guys get into the castle? Do they climb? Do they smash through the door? Or...
Any and all. You can. This game, I don't know if you. Yeah. So this game, you can have ladders. You can have your siege towers. You can have your battering rams. You can have artillery, which will knock down the doors, or possibly do, like knock down the walls themselves.
You have a big dude,
Yeah.
like a monster.
Always gotta have a champion.
It's interesting. So, what do the flags mean? The flags indicate the type of unit.
Type of unit and whose army they belong to.
So, your guys have the black flags with the red stuff on them. Is that basically
Yes,
it?
correct. And so like
What does enemies have?
guy in the middle is spears, guys on the left swords, this guy is whatever the hell that symbol is.
So, did you set that up before the game, or did you set that up now?
No, it's right now it's just based on the faction that I am.
Good, so you can pick out all the different units when it gets all clumped up.
Is your big guy doing anything? He's like yeah, smash, Hulk smash. Whoa, what the hell? Birds. What's going on? Oh my god, your guys are getting wrecked. Giant fucking birds. Oh god, imagine if you were just hanging around outside and this like 2-story tall bird came flying at you. No, nothing?
That would be pretty scary.
I'd be speechless.
Really? Because I'd be screaming and running in the other direction.
You don't want to scream and you don't want to run away, and it makes you look like prey.
Does it?
Yeah, you want to be quiet and then go hide somewhere.
He knows from experience.
That's like
Yeah, I step
That's like-
outside and there's just giant eagles everywhere. Florida is monstrous, guys.
that would be. I would never go outside if that was the case. I'd be living in a cave. It's like, it's kind of like squirrels. Did you notice how like if you walk by a squirrel, it kind of panics and then it runs for like maybe like a meter or half a meter, and then it freezes in position. Like it's like it hopes that you don't see it, but it like 100%. I heard it move, so I turned my head to look at it. Like, how dumb are they?
Like a
Yeah, sorry,
infiltrator in Planeticide.
Well, infiltrators don't make noise, but squirrels do.
Can't see me.
It's like squirrels are like, and then it stops and it freezes in like the weirdest position. Like, it doesn't see me. It doesn't see me. Dumb squirrels. That's
So
why they always get run over by cars.
another thing about Warhammer here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Snipe, but Nick, like the undead are very limited on ranged combat, where other factions actually excel at it.
I have like the vampires have like 0 range,
Right.
which is not good because in the other Total Wars I always play like England because I like the longbowmen. And that's another thing too is like, I mean, yeah, you have your spear which help against cavalry, your swords are good against infantry, like that, but just easily recognizable units, not the case.
Sorry, I kind of dazed out there. What? Your undead dudes don't have ranged guys?
Yeah. Like there's
like at all?
like,
Do you have catapults
no.
at least? Like siege weapons?
You get like one type of siege weapon, I think, eventually. But you can go like you have like beasts though, so you have like a lot of flying dudes because like the various different forms of the bats.
That makes sense. So instead of like archers, you get guys that can fly and attack from both. That's
yeah,
cool.
Right. Like you would use the bats to engage the archers and melee to keep them busy while you move your troops in. Right, Nick?
Right. So this is the strategy portion. It's a map. Probably looks very similar to people who've played Civ or any other type of game that's like
How
that.
big is this map?
Pretty huge. Here.
Is there a fog of war over the rest of the map right now?
Yes. So
Imagine if the real world had fog of war over it. If you hadn't gone to a certain area, it would just be fog and you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Over map that we're seeing right now sort of
I
reminds
mean, that's
me of
kind of how it
Civilization.
was when they were first mapping the world. They were just like, well, there's a coast here, and then I don't know what's beyond that, so we're just going to leave the page kind of blank. I don't know what's over there, so...
Sure, I guess.
That's pretty... I mean, this is pretty big.
What the hell? Wait, do you have to take over the whole map, or do you just have to defeat, like, your opponents?
Sure.
There's win conditions.
Yeah, there's wicked. I didn't really pay attention. I know I need to
Civ.
reclaim. I need to reclaim my territory that like is supposed to belong to me, that currently doesn't because I was sleeping, and then I think I have to eliminate one of the other factions.
You should find Blade. Kill him. No, nothing.
Oh, Blade, the vampire killer hunter.
Yeah, because you're a vampire, so you should probably kill Blade before he kills you. No, nothing. All right, you guys
He
are great.
hasn't been born yet.
I would
Thanks for being
argue.
on the podcast.
Hang on, no. I would argue that Blade would have a problem. Would have like power issues going against a vampire from Warhammer.
I don't think
How
a single
so?
guy is that good against an entire army.
In the Warhammer and also the 40k universe, the thing about all the units like is that they are all like you sit here and you see a skeleton, right? But the truth of nature is that skeleton is actually really fucking tough, right?
Is it?
Yes.
Held together by magical energies.
Good to know. So wait, that blind guy at the beginning, or at least blind in one eye, he's actually your guide? He's the dude like talking to you?
This is like your advisor.
No, that
right
was
now.
a different guy. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that was a different guy. Okay.
these guys are pretty cool because if I'm in a hex that just recently had a battle, instead of like recruiting the enemy, I can raise the dead. So it's like instant reinforcements. You don't have to wait for the turn meters. You just go, I want
But
them.
it sounds dangerous if you have to put them in with your frontline guys. Is that how it works?
But what I think Snipe's saying is like after a battle you're going to lose some people. Instead of having to wait a round or two for reinforcements, you can just click a button to raise the dead.
Because normally
get
in Total
instant
War
After a
games,
battle. I thought it was
yeah,
during-
yeah.
Okay,
no,
never
no.
mind.
Normally in Total War games, like anytime you do anything, it'll take X amount of turns, right? Whether it's recruiting guys, building stuff, whatnot. Now, like your very basic units, it's one turn, but it's still a turn. With the vampires, you can be like, give me guys now, and then go fight all within the same turn. And the bigger the battle that happened, the more choices and like the higher the units were that died, the higher the chances of you having like stronger versions of units available to be raised.
Oh, that's cool. So you
that-
can actually res your enemies.
Yeah, sort of.
Dudes.
And it also means that if you sit there and
Go on.
if you sit there and res, or what was I saying? Total mind blank because this game was freaking out.
I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Talking about
Can I-
Normally,
Dead.
in order to like replenish your guys, also normally you have to go back to one of your territories in order to recruit new guys to like fix them. The vampires don't. As long as you're within inside a human territory, you'll
They
sit there
heal
and
themselves?
get reinforcements by themselves every turn, as long as they're not in combat.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.